How's it going, everybody? Steven Stairs here from Bexy Bank, Marijuana Party Canada, your local weed guy, cannabis expert, I guess. Yeah, I'm gonna call myself that. That's what I'm gonna do. Anybody wants to dispute it, go ahead. I'm gladly up to the challenge. Anyway, I thought today I would smoke a little bong, and I'm gonna talk to you about the future of the MMAR guidelines and the whole Health Canada program in general regarding medical marijuana access. So that's what I'm going to do. So I'm just going to smoke this bong first, everybody. A little quick here, and we'll get back to business. So just give me a second. That was a big one. Alright. So, sorry, I'm just turning some stuff off here. So, I was having a discussion with one of the fellow head shop owners in the city here. We were discussing the future guidelines regarding the ability for patients to grow their own medication and the subsequent changes that are going to be posed to the regulations regarding sole proprietary growing for single patients and like growing in your home or for your own use. That's one thing they want to get rid of. And there also is talk in the foreground of the background. So it is prevalent, but it's not seriously prevalent, of the issue of Health Canada itself being kind of an inane, obsolete, antiquated department of the government anyway, and then branching out the medical marijuana access responsibility upon the provincial healthcare systems. So those are two things that I'm definitely going to touch on now. The first one is the wanting to of Health Canada from their consultations that they got from patients, which obviously doesn't, I mean, they didn't listen to mine if that's what happened, because I know I'm not the only one that thought this, and I wrote them an email. They are talking about reducing the ability for patients to grow their own, if not eliminating it all. Now, they try to circumvent that whole problem with the idea of letting commercial growers, and you can buy from dispensaries and all that kind of stuff. But why is it that the government thinks that they can grant us access one day, and then the next day be like, okay, so because we didn't give the system access, or the system that granted access enough thought over and care when we made it, we're just going to abolish what we've already put out there and come up with all new stuff? That's asinine. It makes no sense, and it's really not fair. You grant people the ability to have access to a medicine that is, by all accounts, beneficial to them, hence the access granting. I mean, you're not going to grant me access to snort battery acid. You know, like, it's not fucking good for you. Like, not like I do that anyway. Unless it was good for you, maybe. But like, you can't give people the access, the opportunity to treat themselves medically, the opportunity for them to have health benefits, all at the cost and expenditure of their freedoms, just because you want to take it away later because you screwed it up. Nah, man, like, it doesn't work like that. Like, you grant somebody access. So I've got a license now. I'm like, hey, I'm Joe Schmo license man, okay? Even though I already have a license. So day 1, I have my license. Day 2, I have my license. Day 3, I have my license. All of a sudden, day 4, and you know what? The guy in charge realizes, oh shit, day 1, 2, 3, we did those wrong. Yeah, okay, so on day 4, you don't get anything anymore, and we're going to make another system on day 5 that helps you out for day 4 and back 4 and forward. So that's what we're going to do. that makes no sense. Not only does it make no sense, it's unjust. And not only is it unjust, it's unethical. It's medicinal treatment. We aren't granting people access to medical marijuana for recreation purposes. It's not RM, it's MM. Okay? There's a big difference between me, right? Me and you, right? Smoking weed to get high, and smoking weed or consuming it or whatever you're doing it, and vice versa from whatever means, whether it's rec or medicinal, of consuming it. So why are we making it a moot point for what we've done, what the healthcare system has done regarding medical marijuana, and then all the effort that we put into our I mean, if you take away my right to grow, I want my $1,500 back for the money I put into growing, to furnish the room, lights and ballasts, fans, reflectors, everything you need, Are you going to pay me back for that, government? Because you're the one that told me I could grow in the first place? That's for why I spent the money? I would have never have spent the money if you had told me a year later I was going to not be able to do it. That's a shitty investment. Maybe that's why we're in such fiscal irresponsibility and chaos in this country. Because we have ridiculous bureaucrats telling us what makes sense when it fucking doesn't. Do you know what kind of responsible budget you're going to have to put into place to accommodate? You're going to have to literally, like Jim Flaherty, you're going to have to be like, okay, for 2013, there's $50 million set aside, or whatever it might be exorbitantly more than that, could be, for legal fees in representing the government against every person who has the right to grow that you're going to take it away from. Because I guarantee you, people are going to get together, okay? There will be class actions, there will be civil suits, there will be litigation, there will be accountability put on healthcare providers, like governments and provincial governments and stuff like that. Like, there will be a systemic downfall to what you're trying to impose. You can't fuck something up and then fuck it up even more trying to fix it. Who writes these policies? Who comes up with these brilliant brainstorm ideas in whatever, whether it's conservative, liberal, NDP? Who comes up with these ideas, especially conservative lately, because they're the ones that are under it? Where they're like, bing, we see a light bulb, and it's like, oh, that makes sense. Well, it's like, no, it doesn't fucking make sense. That light is in the wrong room. How did you get in the other room and see the light and think it was correct? I hope you guys all get the analogy, but that's what it comes down to. There's no sense that goes into this. So litigation is going to cost money. Okay? Putting up dispensaries is going to cost money in, the other aspect to what you're doing. Okay? Putting up some sort of regulatory body is going to put up with it. But you're not going to have any money from people taxing it anymore. Because you're not legalizing money. So you're actually causing money to be spent on fixing it rather than creating money to put into it and then having excess left over to fix the other things. Legalizing marijuana, taxing it, and regulating it like you're trying to do now, but piss poorly again, is the answer. Making it illegal for patients to make their own medication and having to rely on third-party businesses that are possibly prone to corruption from organized crime and other negative aspects of life, and then putting them in a place where they don't even... What about the therapeutic benefit of it? What about that? Has everybody forgot, the old antiquation of people, in their retirement, what do? They're tending their flower garden and all that stuff, growing tomatoes, the old man, don't walk on my lawn, Taking care of plants and growing stuff is therapeutic beyond any sort of doubt. So not only are you taking away a fiscal ability for people to make more money and save more money by not having to spend street prices on marijuana, not only are you eliminating that, but you're also eliminating the ability for them to get access to it regularly and consistently from a good place and paying taxes on it like everybody else would. No, you're making the one or few 15,000 medical people out there, and some of them fucking paid to get their licenses anyway through a crooked doctor. So, you know what? I'm not... I stand firm on that, by the way. I don't believe in paying for your license. Smoke weed illegally at that rate. You've been doing it forever. Don't start jeopardizing other people's abilities to get their licenses now. I don't believe in it. You got me? So we could solve this whole problem of the unethical doctor signings, the criminalizing of our children, the inability to make money off cannabis, the debt that we keep on getting ourselves into, the health crisis in this country, the socio crisis in this country where people can't get along over simple things. We've got people killing each other, people stabbing each other, hired hits. I mean, there was a 26-year-old girl murdered here in Winnipeg just the other day by her boyfriend because they got in a fight, so he hired somebody to kill her. You know how fucked up that is? That's fucked up! I'm not saying legalizing marijuana would have stopped that poor girl from passing away and being horribly killed like that. What I'm saying is that there is benefits to it. Benefits beyond our control, our imagination, and our ability to ignore it anymore. Okay? There is a time and a place for everything, and the time to be cautious and standoffish and thought-provoked while you do stuff is gone and past already. We need to be active, we need to be concise, and we need to be diligent in what we're doing regarding fixing this country. Okay? Not that there's a great big wrong thing with this country, but really, could Canada get better? Tell me no. Tell me no, Canada get bigger, couldn't get better, and I'll call you an egotistical prick who needs to get off your horse. Because this country could get better. Alright? I love this country to death, but it could get better. And I want to make it better. And I want your help making it better. So, let's legalize marijuana, let's tax it, let's regulate it, let's solve the medical marijuana crisis, let's stop putting everybody, all these patients, in jeopardy of losing their freedoms if this is what happens. Because I guarantee you, I'm not the only one that feels this way. I guarantee you, there will be so many people who don't want anything to do with dispensaries and someone else growing their own marijuana. It's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. I will fight teeth and nail. Okay? Tooth and nail, everybody. Like, blood, sweat, and tears. I don't know. Nose to the grind. I don't know. Someone give me another analogy or an old adage. Okay? All I'm saying is that it'll be fought. I will fight it. I will fight it until I can't fight it anymore. Until you either grandfather everybody's rights that have a right to grow now back for eternity. Okay? Or you just legalize marijuana. One of the two. Now, I gotta tell you, even if you just grandfather everybody's right back, I'm still gonna want you to regulate marijuana. So, just for you, those out in the government, if you ever see this later on in your fated careers after I've taken over, let's do this. Alright? You're done. Myself and everybody in this country that thinks like me, partially like me, some of them that don't even fucking think like me, but all have the same ideas. Alright? We're gonna get this country back on track. It's not gonna be a conservative hellhole. Alright? It's not gonna be some sort of dictatorship where we don't have our freedoms anymore, where we don't have the right to protest, where we don't have the right to freedom of assembly. Nah, that's not the Canada it's going to be. So we're going to fight it. And I know you're going to help, and I'm going to help, and everybody else out there is going to help. So politicians, beware. I'm coming for you. And so are we. Canada's coming for you. You don't represent Canada anymore. I may not represent this whole country. but I represent myself and others. And that's more than I can say for a lot of those politicians right now. So, mental note, don't take away my weed. Medicine is a right. We all have a right to. Sorry to repeat myself there. Now, the second thing is this backdoor table notion of like Health Canada being abolished. It's not going to happen. I would like it to happen, but it's too there. As simply put as that is, I mean, we have Department of Archives and Libraries, okay? Federal government. Library and Archives. We've had them forever. They'll never go away. They're in charge of storing shit, okay? Provincially, we have them. Municipally, we have them. They're still there. So the idea that we're just going to take federal health responsibilities and pawn it off on each individual jurisdiction, provincially or territorially, I mean, it's a convoluted wet dream if you think that's going to work. Do you ever have the moments where you stop and think, and you think, I'm not the only one that thinks this? Really? Am I really the only one that thinks this? Because if I am, something needs to change. And I've been thinking that a lot lately, but then I hear change from other people about how they think the same thing. And then I'm like, oh, maybe I'm not crazy. Because really, this whole government right now just makes me so confused. I don't know how we elected them into government. I don't know how they're still in government, and I don't know why Canadians are more upset about them being in government now. I mean, I might be really left-wing, but it's not just the conservatives who pissed at, okay? They all do stupid shit. They're all cyclical liars, okay? My girlfriend and spouse and fiance and lover and woman I want to spend the rest of my life with, Chrissy, she is a big proponent for third-party candidates in the United States, where she's from, due to the fact that the Republicans and the Democrats, they're all the fucking same, okay? They're all the fucking same. They're all big corporate, bought-out puppets that think the same, do the same. They just, one's a little more left than the other, you know? Like, and third parties in the States are really the option. I mean, you've got seriously good issues, and the fact that a two-party system doesn't work to begin with. I mean, do I really have to explain why? No, I don't, because it doesn't work, okay? Two-party, it's not a fair, representation of the masses. It's just that. That's all it is. It's just two people. It's A and B. Well, what about the rest of the alphabet? Okay? We here in Canada have like this perceived notion that we have a much different system. You know, we've got the NDP, the Conservatives, the Liberals, the Bloc, the Green Party, the Marijuana Party, the Communist Party, the Pirate Party. We've got the Wild Rose Party. We've got all these different parties, okay? But for the majority of them, they're all the same, excluding the Green Party and myself in the Marijuana Party. I can't say much about for the Pirate Party because I don't know a lot about them. I knew a friend, good guy, seems fairly legit, so I support them. And the Communist Party, well, communism is whatever. You want to practice that, that's your own right. I'm not going to stop you. Democracy! Boom! But that's the idea, is that we're brainwashed into the illusion that we have choice. Well, all those choices pretty much are the same. It's just, instead of Americans having two, we got like 5 different liars. Okay? Like, I just don't get it. I don't get why we want to let this happen anymore. So, I'm done talking about that. Health Canada being abolished is not going to happen. It's an idea that is kind of superficial in nature, and the idea of them putting off more responsibility on the healthcare systems of the provinces is a realistic fact. It's going to happen. But, I mean, abolishing Health Canada is not going to happen. So, if you wanted to, good for you, but I just don't see it happening. And if it does, and I'm proven wrong, I will gladly admit to that. But for now, nah, I don't see it happening. So that's my little 2 cents for the day, everyone. I know it's kind of ranty, but you need to hear it. I need to get it off my chest. This country needs to be fixed in the broken part aspects of it. Sorry. Let's cherish the good parts of it, though. Okay? Let's cherish this country as we fix it. Let's not dilute it. We are great. We just have to start being greater. I'm wordsy sometimes, and sometimes I'm not. Anyway, I hope you guys all have a good day. Take care. Peace, puff pass. And I'll talk to you guys later. Take care, everybody. Peace.